Hello, friends, and welcome to one of the best days in recorded history. I am Alex Stadnik. This is New Gameplay Today, and I am joined by the BioWare one, the queen of Mass Effect. You know her, you absolutely love her, Liana Rupert. How the hell are you?
Freaking great, Alex. Let's talk all things Shep and Turian booty and awesome remaster upgrades. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Do it! Oh, we are talking about Mass Effect Legendary Edition today, EA's remaster of the classic original trilogy. And might I say, Liana, the textures and the environments here on Eden Prime are like, it is a noticeable difference. It looks so much better. I'm so into it.
Oh yeah, no, so I mean, not that I needed another excuse to play Mass Effect again, because we all know I like to do that too much. But a couple of weeks ago, I actually ran through the first one again, with no mods, because usually I mod everything, and I wanted to do it completely vanilla, so I had like a really clear-cut comparison. And oh my god, so we already knew there was going to be the enhancement textures, the improvements, a baseline remaster. But one thing I was really impressed about that I wasn't really expecting is, the lighting, we've got the more detailing. What I wasn't expecting is how much that impacts the immersion level of it. Like, obviously, if something's more realistic, it's going to be more immersive. But I noticed that there's times whenever I replay the trilogy, I'm always kind of dreading the first one a little bit, just because mechanically it's a little bit outdated and a little bit of a pacing issue in the beginning before it really starts to pick up.
Yeah.
And those ugly wooden teeth, man.
Yeah, they're not great. We don't judge here, but yeah, those chompers aren't super great, but yeah.
Ooh, it was rough, but yeah, going through this, look at this. Like right now you're going in the cover, this is where you meet Ashley, and you just see the detailing in the foliage. It actually looks like real environments. You see the lights playing off of the surrounding area that gives you kind of an idea of the time of day, which kind of puts you even more rooted into that environment, which I feel like is really important.
For sure.
And yeah, no, this is good. And it's nice to see the default FemShep from the third game, because we never had a default FemShep until Mass Effect 3. So that's nice to see her face too.
Yeah, most definitely. I echo all of that. I think playing it, I'm still early in the experience, right? But playing through it to start, this is a game from 2007. Like, it is not, I was struggling to get into cover a little bit. I just have to relearn the controls. But, there are some things that you are going to have to, not expectations that you're going to have to check at the door, but like just know that this is a remaster, right? But I think one of the things I look for in remasters is how, like, do they kind of, when I boot it up, does it like fit the image in my head that nostalgia is coursing? You know what I mean? Like that I'm picturing from the original game. And so far, so freaking good, Yeah, the devil is definitely in the details. So Kim Wallace, who's actually reviewing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, her and I were just geeking out because there was one part where I showed her a close-up, because I took a billion screenshots, and I showed her a close-up of my Shepard and just the detailing of, I'm playing Mailchimp, so we could get both sides. And like, he was having a conversation and the character was getting very frustrated, and just the wrinkling of his nose and the change in expression in his eyes is not something we saw in the original version, which, I don't know, man. It may not seem, obviously it's not remake quality. It's not even really on the higher tier of remasters when you look at the bigger picture. The magic is in the moments in between. Like right now looks pretty standard, but when you were walking down to the platform, when you saw the beautiful environmentals, I don't know, it's a picture that keeps on giving. One too I like is the Normandy, which that's where, to me, that and Vermeer are two of the areas that you really kind of see the difference wholeheartedly, because it looks like a real ship. You see the metal, you see the light glistening off the metal, talking to Caden and when he's in front of the heat sinks, like the glow is more realistic. There's ways that they tailored it in a way that didn't tarnish the original vision, but just made it better. Yeah. This is I feel like this is more of a film reference, right? But this is more of the director's cut, right? This is,
oh no, Snyder cut.
Oh no.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
But when I think of something like Blade Runner, right? Like we all like that was the best version of that movie. And I think this has the potential to be the best version of these games that you know, I absolutely love, and I know you do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I don't think it's healthy or fair to lament the things that aren't there. You know what I mean? Like I'm enjoying the changes that they've made, and the immersion level is, like you said, is definitely higher. And I don't know, like I booted it up, and you can call me biased if you want, their comment section, but like I booted it up, and hearing that music and like booting up the Mass Effect 1 screen, I was giddy. I genuinely was like kind of hopping up and down. My partner looked at me like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Man, I am better than okay. Like this is what I wanted."
Chills when you board the I got super goosebumpy when you boarded the Normandy for the first time, and the shot pans out to where it's Shepard over Joker's shoulder, and I'm like, yes, this is where Shepard's meant to be. It's Shepard and Joker, man. This is cool. No, I definitely, I'm with you. I like it's good. And you know what? As many times, you know, we always joke about like how many obsessive playthroughs I have of this game. It's a comfort game for me, but even with that many playthroughs under my belt, playing through this with the remaster, with I was playing on PC, and I had all of the graphics options, you know, bumped up to the max settings, and there were so many parts that felt brand new. Like even going on Novaria felt brand new for me, because it just looked so different in a lot of areas that it felt fresh.
For sure.
And that was enough to really push through, like, oh my god, I like, obviously you can't ever get your first time back, but it felt pretty darn close to it.
Yeah.
Short of being an actual remake, because those lighting changes. I mean, just look at this. Like, look at this Normandy. Look at the hull. Like how you've got the glisten off of it. Like,
oh, it's so
that
good.
Is so dope.
Yeah, and as Liana points out here, this is the Normandy, right? Where we're walking through it. I'm giving you guys a little bit of a tour here, just to show you how different it looks, and yeah, it just feels like I'm rambling at this point, but the little changes have made a difference for me, and I'm gonna be honest too, like I love that I'm getting achievements again. You know, I love that. Like it's just an experience that I'm very much enjoying so far in my early hours of play. So
yeah,
we'll also be touring a bit of the Citadel. I had to keep this scene in. I know this isn't technically gameplay. Jeff Cork's like cursing the sky somewhere, but like this scene is so good. Coming into the Citadel for the first time, like come on, does it get any better than this, folks?
Talk about chills. Look at when it pulls into the man, and you just get that close up of the word Normandy, and you're just like, yeah, that's my ship.
Yeah. I am the captain.
That's my ship. Yeah. I am the captain now.
Yeah. Now, we're not going to see it in this video, but Liana, have you had a chance to dive into 2 and 3 to give those a whirl at all? Okay.
Yeah, okay, so we played through the first one. I beat that pretty quickly. Like I stayed up, worth it. And then I played about an hour and a half of 2 and an hour and a half of 3 just to get a good feel. 3, really, you don't see a whole lot of differences. There's a couple of like light shines where you kind of get that glisten a little bit more, but I feel like Mass Effect 3, when it first came out, already looked pretty stunning, especially in comparison to Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 2, though, is nice. Mass Effect 2, even though it was obviously a lot better, especially when you looked at the armor shines with the customization of the color options, it looks a little bit more realistic. The dress uniforms look a little bit more realistic. Mm-hmm. The casual outfits looked a lot more realistic. So that's, if you're like me and just are really nitpicky with graphics and you like the full immersion, that helped a little bit. But you're definitely going to see the bulk in Mass Effect 1. But there's definitely tweaks in Mass Effect 2 and 3 that are small attention to detail that if you're playing for the first time, you're just going to appreciate for what it is. But if you've played these games extensively, like more than just one playthrough in the past, and you're a little bit more familiar than maybe the casual player, you're going to notice, again, I know I keep saying it, but the devil in the details, you're going to notice those small little adjustments that kind of add up to make a much bigger picture.
Good.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
I get what you're saying. For me, these games are very much how I view like the Chris Nolan Batman series, where 1 is incredible, like Batman Begins is incredible, and I think it's underrated at this point. But like
I feel like Gareth, I'm just like soon.
I know, right? I left that in there for you. But like, you know, Dark Knight is goaty for me, as Mass Effect 2 is for me as well. So it's like I'm excited to get into Mass Effect 1 and relive those like early years of the 360, right, and figuring out like I like games past like Nintendo, you know what I mean, and doing the suicide mission again. I cannot wait. But here we're in the Citadel again. We're in the council chamber, about to walk up to it, just showing off the devilish details, as Liana has said, showing off the lighting and that kind of stuff. So
getting devilly in here. I can't wait to see the Leviathan DLC.
Oh yeah.
With this, because getting down deep in there with those dark colors, like, ooh, that's going to be telling on how much Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 is changes with the DLC, I think, because it's so different from the mainstay game.
For sure. It's a beautiful thing. Liana, thank you so much for joining us. You are going to have a buttload of content just ready for everyone on the website, GameInformer.com. We're going to be doing some video stuff on the site over the next week or two, if I have my say, forever. But thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.